All right, welcome. We're going to jump right in and get your professional presence totally dialed in for this new world of remote work. Think of this as the essential upgrade for your career as we head into 2025.
You know, for so many of us who've spent our entire careers working on-site, this is a huge shift. Your LinkedIn profile, it's basically your first interview now. And the craziest part, it happens when you're not even in the room. If your profile isn't working for you, you're pretty much invisible to recruiters.
And this is exactly why we're here today. The data is crystal clear. LinkedIn profiles that are fully optimized, what they call all-star profiles, are 40 times more likely to get a message from a recruiter. I mean, just think about that. Our goal is to get your profile into that top tier.
Look, we're not just going to polish a few things here and there. No, this is a complete strategic overhaul. We're going to take your profile from being a passive, kind of dusty online resume and turn it into your own personal 24/7 billboard. A tool that's out there working for you around the clock, bringing those amazing remote jobs right to your doorstep.
So how are we going to do it? We've got a 5-part playbook that's going to cover every single thing you need. Let's kick things off at the very beginning with that all-important first impression.
Okay, you know how they say first impressions are everything? Well, in the digital world, they happen in a literal split second. A recruiter lands on your page, and boom, their brain makes an instant call based on 3 things: your photo, your banner, and your headline.
It really does all start with your photo. And listen, you do not need to hire a professional photographer. Just grab your phone, find a window with some nice natural light, stand in front of a simple background, and smile. You just want to look like someone people would actually want to work with. So yeah, maybe skip the vacation selfies or that picture from a party that you had to crop everyone else out of.
This, right here, is probably one of the biggest game changers you can make. Almost everyone just puts their job title, project manager. It's just a label. But look at the after. That's not a label. That is a value proposition. It tells a recruiter not just what you do, but what problems you solve. That immediately makes you stand out from a sea of thousands of other project managers.
All right, so let's take that same idea, showing your value, and build on it in your About section. You've got to stop thinking of this as just a summary. It's not. It's your professional story. It's your chance to really explain what makes you, well, you.
And that story needs to grab them from the very first word. Get this. A study found that 84% of people will read at least the first sentence of your About section, but they might not read anything else. So that first line, it's not just an intro, it's the hook that decides if they keep scrolling. You have to make it count.
Here's a proven template you can just follow. It's a 4-part structure. You start with that strong hook. You back it up with proof. Real numbers, real achievements. Then you add what we call the signal, that subtle line that shows you're open to new things without, setting off alarm bells for your current boss. And finally, you wrap it up with a clear call to action.
Okay, so you've told a great story. Now you need to prove it. You need hard evidence. And that evidence comes from 2 really important places: how you talk about your work experience and, just as crucial, what other people say about you.
This is a classic mistake I see all the time. People just list their duties like it's a job description. Don't do that. For every single role, use this formula right here. Focus on the results, the impact, the numbers. Managed a subscriber club is a task, but grew a subscriber club to 100,000 members with a 98.5% retention rate? Now that is an achievement recruiters cannot ignore.
Think about recommendations like 5-star reviews for your career. I mean, that's what they are. They give you this powerful third-party social proof that validates everything you've claimed and builds instant trust with anyone looking at your profile. A great recommendation is honestly priceless.
Okay, this next part requires a really important mental shift. I need you to stop thinking of LinkedIn as a social network and start thinking of it as a search engine, because that's what it is for recruiters. They aren't just scrolling their feed, they are actively searching. And if you want to be found, you have to speak their language. And that language is keywords.
So, how do you find the right keywords? It's not some mystery or pure guesswork. It's actually a simple, data-driven 3-step process. You collect the text from job descriptions you like, you use a free tool to analyze what words pop up the most, and then you just sprinkle those words strategically throughout your profile. This is exactly how you make sure you show up in the right searches.
And where do these keywords go? Well, it's not random. The data suggests you should aim to use your most important keywords about 9 to 10 times each, spread out across these key sections. See, it's not about stuffing them in everywhere. It's about strategic placement to get the maximum visibility.
And please do not treat your skills section like an afterthought, because the impact is massive. Just having 5 or more skills listed on your profile gets you 17 times more views. It's that simple. And a pro tip, for your most important skills, ask a few colleagues to endorse you for them. It just adds that extra layer of proof.
So, you've got this amazing profile now. It's your foundation. But that's just the beginning. The real power of LinkedIn comes alive when you start actively engaging, sharing your thoughts, and strategically building your network.
Okay, I want you to pay very close attention to this slide, because this might be the single biggest opportunity on the entire platform. An unbelievably small number of people, just over 1%, actually post or engage with content. What does that mean for you? It means you don't have to become some huge content creator. Just by leaving a few thoughtful comments each week, you will be more visible than 99% of the people on LinkedIn.
And when you do reach out to someone new, please don't just send that generic connection request. We all get them. Instead, use this simple 3-part formula. It immediately proves you've done a little homework, you actually value what they have to say, and you're interested in a real connection, not just boosting your numbers. So, if you followed this playbook, you've done it. You have successfully made the transformation. Your profile isn't just a static piece of paper listing your old jobs anymore. It's now a dynamic, powerful advocate that is out there working on your behalf. So, what happens next? Well, you've just built yourself a powerful asset that is constantly scanning the horizon for your next big thing. You've created a system that is out there finding incredible remote opportunities, even while you sleep. So, the only question left is, what's it going to find?